Hey everyone. Let's just talk about this week's assignments, and there's three of them. So make sure you're reading everything carefully. The first one, as you can see, is to write an introductory paragraph about an article called The Flight from Conversation. It's a very interesting article, and you might choose to write about it for your first essay, so you want to get some practice in. Remember, in these assignments, you can always use anything that you've written and revised a couple of times. You can use it in your essays. So it's worth your while to do your best when you're trying to do these. So let's talk about introductions. All of the instructions for introductions are right here at your fingertips. So you're going to write an introduction, you're going to read the article, and then imagine you're writing an introduction for an essay about that article. So you can see that there's an example introductory paragraph. And of course, I couldn't just give you the example. I had to describe it, okay? So this is an example introductory paragraph is in there. Whoa, it's right here. So it's called All by My Phone instead of All by Myself. And it's about using technology to communicate and how that may be diminishing at least some aspects of our relationships to each other. But you read it for yourself, and remember, respect the text. Don't bring in things that aren't there unless you're using them for analysis. You have to take exactly what's in the text. Remember, it's not an article that's based only on social media, although there is a part of it about editing your image that is applied to that. But a lot of it is simply some other ideas in there. So make sure you read it carefully. So back we go. So here I'm on the to-do list. I'm on the first, if you go to modules and then it says there's a, well, let me just show you because I think you have the same on yours. We're in modules. And then if you just look at, we're in the next section, we're getting ready to write the essay. So you've got to practice a couple of things. So we're on assignment 9, writing an introductory paragraph. You've got an example, and make sure that you're really reading the instructions and that you're really studying the example, because that's all we've got here on the internet. You know, if we're going to do online learning, the instructions have never been so crucial. Then the next one is 2 tips from Google Slides. This is the same thing. I'm going to have you go through these slides. We're going to read 2 articles. Then the second one is called Does the Internet Make You Dumber by Nicholas Carr. And he is a kind of a, he has amassed, you know, sort of evidence of a scientific nature, of a more kind of concrete nature anyway, than Sherry Turkle in the previous article. So you read one and then the other. And then you're going to write what we're going to call a focused paragraph or a single point analysis. Okay, so here are the Google Slides. And I want you to go through each one, and you can listen to what I'm saying about each one. And there's a pencil point there because you have to have a specific point. The next one, the topic sentence could not be more important. And here are some examples, 3 examples right there. One startling idea Carr presents is how scattered thinking. You have to extract a single idea. It can't be the idea of the whole thing, because then you'll just be kind of vague and generalized. You take one specific idea, you reiterate it through paraphrase and direct quotation, you explain to someone who's unfamiliar what the context is a little more specifically than you may have in the summary, let's just say, and then you begin to analyze it. You bring an experience that you have that echoes the same thing, or an idea you have that goes the other way that says, well, maybe this isn't so true. You have to look at the examples on how to do this. These slides will show you how to do it, and it will give you options. So here are 3 examples of the topic sentence. Adichie is particularly concerned by how impressionable and vulnerable we are in the face of a story, particularly as children. Now, you've read that one, so you should look at this example. And this is what I mean by absorbing the example, not just, you know, glazing over and going, okay. You've got to realize that that also tells you that is an example of a small idea from a larger text, a single point for analysis, a focused idea that you can use in a single paragraph. Remember, paragraphs are created for a reason, that they take off a small chunk of thinking and they restrict themselves to that and make a very strong point. If you have strong bricks to build your house, you'll make a very nice house. But if the bricks are kind of vague and bringing things from, they're loose, then, you know, the house will topple over, will fall down. House cards. All right. And then here's another one. This is from another reading we'll do later, is Dweck presents studies that suggest these are all ways that you can begin paragraphs. So there's some examples. And let me see, I should probably move this over. And this is another way to begin a paragraph, transitional phrases. Cohesion is crucial. If you were talking to someone and they suddenly said random things that didn't connect to the things before, to the ideas that they were discussing before, you would think it was really odd. Same thing in writing. One thing has to blend seamlessly and logically and sequentially to the next in order to create, like I said, a really strong building block. So there's the example of that. So here we go. How do you analyze an idea? What do you do? You're going to have, these are the things that will be in the paragraph, at least some direct quotation, an explanation of the context of the idea in the article or the talk. Original thinking, that's you. Now you get to come in, okay? Because we've been restricting ourselves to you saying, you know, what's in the text. Now you get to have an opinion about it. Don't use the words "in my opinion." If you do this correctly, it will be crystal clear that it's your opinion, because it's always clear when it's the author and when it's you, because you've cited the author every time you're bringing up a paraphrase or the ideas that the author had. A word choice which echoes words in the topic sentence. Now, let me just tell you, if you say that the topic is X, you better have some language in the paragraph that has X in it, okay? Options, you can say, what is this like? You can make an analogy. This is as if you're going shopping, or this is as if you're on a desert island. I mean, you can make an analogy. You can compare the phenomenon, whatever you've chosen, to something else. Outside research. Now, this we haven't really discussed about what's okay here. You can't say something like, you can't write, a study shows. I mean, in this kind of writing, you've got to cite the study, where it's from, what the credentials are. You've got to kind of go to a lot of trouble, but that's on the table. Personal experience. This is sort of the easiest one. You say, well, you know, I can see, especially because this article is going to be about communication, the flight from conversation, and the other one is about, you know, the use of the internet. I mean, you're going to have experiences that you can bring to bear, which compare to it. And they can just be, yes, I see this in my own life in this way. I have a friend, or I was on the computer yesterday and I did this and that. But be specific. If you're talking about a text message that was misunderstood, tell us what the text message said. Avoid overgeneralizing. Okay, and then here's an example of it. So make sure that you're reading that very carefully using these slides. And then cohesion, connection, continuity, clarity, and control. One idea controls the paragraph. That's going to be the hardest assignment that you do on this week. Okay, so again, I'm going to modules, and then on this section, we are in week, let's see, we're on instructions, assignments, and you know, that should be introductions. Oh, assignments and to-do lists. So here we are. So those are your three things. Look, week 5, 9, 9.5, and 10. And 10 has study questions and then a single point analysis. So this is a heavy homework week. I'm sorry, but we've got to do it. So I will, again, I'll give you the 10 points as long as you're following the instructions and it's clear to me that you've read the examples. If not, then I have to shave a few points off. So online, remember, instructions are all we've got. Okay, so I can send you these little promos. Also, if you want to email me, I'm sending this early. If you want to email me, at this point, you should probably be writing some of your text and then asking me a question about the specifics of the content that you're writing. Okay, so on that, I ask that you be specific. Again, always tell me what assignment it is by name, and then ask me the questions that you need to. Okay, so 3 assignments. They're pretty extensive, and they do require you reading 2 texts writing 2 paragraphs. All right. So remember, you can use these paragraphs in your essay if you'd like. If you choose one of these articles to write about in your longer essay, as an overview, you're going to write essay 1 is going to be about one of the things we've read so far. Essay 2 is going to take 2 of them and at least incorporate 2 together. And then essay 3 is a research paper, and we'll get to that. And they all involve these same texts that we're reading the whole time. So the more familiar you are with the text and the content and the ideas, the better off you'll be. And again, you can use an introductory paragraph. You will not be wasting your time if you write one and then you write an essay about that and you've got it pretty well in hand. But once again, remember, if you get 10 points, it means you've met loosely the requirements of the assignments, but it doesn't mean that I have combed through and corrected every error. Sometimes at this point, I'm just going to highlight, and then it's up to you to go back and compare to the sample essay, to any comments I've made before on your work about punctuation or clarity or MLA. Okay, so 3 assignments, they're pretty massive. So put your shoulder to the wheel this week. And remember, if you turn in assignments late, I don't really see them. You've got to kind of let me know. I mean, I see them later flagged up, but it's always better for you if you do turn them in on time. I will get to them, but you won't get the feedback in the same rhythm to help you get ready for the first essay. I might not get to them for a while because I try to keep up with what's going on right now. Okay, so good luck to everybody, and stay well and work hard. It's a hard week in English 110, but you can do it. At least it's not graded for, an essay, but you get to practice. So give it your best shot. And again, read the text more than once. Okay. These are 2 articles you've got to read. Take notes on them. However you do that, either on the computer, or if you print them out, whatever your strategy is, make sure that you have a clear understanding of the content. All right. Good luck. And study hard.